Saturday Slam, folks. It's Jude Vice, and I've got two more exciting matches for you this week. Starting off first, Alan Jones, the Prodigy, takes on James Moore one-on-one. How did we get here? We're going to hear from James Moore in a moment. We're going to figure that one out, folks. But after that, we have our big marquee matchup. The Realist, the champion, laid down a non-title match challenge to the up-and-comer Blaire Dior. We're going to see what the hot young prospect is made of, folks. But first, let's hear from the aerial sensation.
I just won the six-pack challenge. And you know what? It was a really good match. One person stood out to me in that match. His name was, I think, Blaire Dior. Yeah, he's working his way up in the ranks. And you know what? I feel like somebody else should at least in the ranks just like him. How about I go against Alan Jones? Give him an opportunity to showcase himself.
Now, we've seen Alan Jones a few times on Saturday Slam, folks, but I think it's time we get to know the Prodigy a little better.
No one understands why Alan Jones dug himself this apparent deep hole that he got himself in here in KCXW. Well, let me explain something to you people. The Prodigy walks wherever he wants. He says whatever he wants. He does what he feels. And when he does it a specific way. His way. The Prodigy's way. A lot of times, people look at a guy like me and they're like, oh, he's too small, he's too this, he hasn't been here long enough. But since I've been here at KCXW, I've already proven my name. And I'm going to continue to do that as the Prodigy stands here tall as one of KCXW's newest stars.
A lot of conviction in the voice of the Prodigy. He runs to the beat of his own drum, folks, and he's looking to make a name for himself. But in order to do that, he's going to have to get past the aerial sensation first tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a tall task. Let me take you back to October the 15th, to Destiny. Angel Shea had the six-pack challenge in the bag. Huge moonsault. But then the speed of James Moore. He climbs to the top rope, hits a huge 450 splash on top of the pin, and is able to secure that victory with the 3 count. So ladies and gentlemen, James Moore can strike at any point in time. You never know when he can get to that top rope. You never know when he can fly. And when James Moore takes to the air, he is a very difficult man to beat. So for certain, the Prodigy has a lot cut out for him in this contest, going up against the KCXW veteran in James Moore. Moore's hoping to give some of these younger stars a chance to prove themselves, a chance to show what they've got as they begin to forge their careers here in KCXW. James Moore finds his way out of the headlock and moves into an abdominal stretch. There's that veteran knowledge coming into play already. Easily slides out of the headlock. It moves into a deeper, tighter hold. And Alan Jones is going to have to find his way out, fights his way out, and goes right back to the headlock, switching sides around. Grabs a snapmare, takes Moore over. A little bit of speed on the part of Alan Jones as he's able to get the better of James Moore there for a moment. Grabbing along the hair, ref admonishing the Prodigy for that one. Jawbreaker from James Moore as he quickly takes back over, though. Trips up the Prodigy. Alan Jones not where he wants to be. He's wrapped up in the floor. And James Moore is getting the hooks in. This looks like a surfboard attempt, folks. He's got the wrists. Can Moore pull him back? He gets him up onto the knees. Not all the way vertical, but he's looking to really wrench it in otherwise. He's trying to get a cravat-type hold in there. And Alan Jones fights his way out before it gets too nasty and too tight. James Moore not letting him get away, though. Hooks the arms. Knuckle lock now. Alan Jones is in trouble. That's hooked in tight. James Moore going up high, a little tripped up on the ropes. Bounces off the top. Huge blockbuster springboard. This might be it. Referee's out of position, only able to get the 2 count. And James Moore may have had it had he not caught the ref completely off guard with that amazing maneuver. As he quickly shuts down Alan Jones in the corner and wraps him up, Tree of Woe style. This is not where you want to be at any point in time in a match. Bad news for Prodigy. Huge aerial drop kick right into the midsection. And Alan Jones is just getting turned inside out so far, folks. fighting for his life with those elbows as he's able to bash James Moore away and create some distance. Now, Jones on the outside, looking to go up high. James Moore caught him on the springboard. A huge kick right to the face in the middle of the air. Amazing agility by both men to pull that off. And Moore thought he had the dive. Looking to reset the distance. Tries to fake out Alan Jones, but Jones sees it coming. Able to grab the feet and pull James Moore through the ropes. Referee starting to get his count up a little bit. DDT across the apron. And James Moore's head bounced off the edge of the ring there. And if not for the padding that goes underneath the canvas, that would be absolute devastation for James Moore. You can see he's having a hard time even getting back up to his feet after that. And now Alan Jones using every advantage he can find, choking James Moore against the ropes. Trying to hide it from the referee on that far side, but no doing. And James Moore's in a lot of trouble as it seems that DDT has quickly changed the tide and the momentum of this matchup. And Jones again with a choke using his boot that time. And James Moore's in a lot of trouble here, folks. Trying to battle back. Starting to make a little bit of headway. James Moore trying to get himself some distance between him and Alan Jones, taking off to the ropes. Jones ducks underneath. Sends James Moore to the buckle. Here comes Jones with a high knee. Wraps the head. Bulldog! And James Moore is down, able to get the shoulder up at 2, but that was a close one. And Alan Jones, you can see he's starting to form a game plan. He's aiming for the head, he's aiming for the skull. He's trying to disorient James Moore, trying to knock him out. James Moore battling back once again. The aerial sensation trying to get back to his feet because that's where he's best. Huge back elbow knocks down Alan Jones. Flying forearm, and James Moore starting to move again. The train's beginning to roll. That momentum starting to build. Alan Jones trying to stop it, but nothing doing. James Moore's waiting on the apron. Alan Jones battling back. High knee right over the top of the rope. And James Moore may have been stopped cold right there. Wait a minute. Alan Jones looking for a suplex in the corner there. Over the rope. And down goes James Moore, crashing like a heap off of that springboard suplex. Jones trying to get the pin, and the ref catches the feet on the ropes. Alan Jones trying to get the extra leverage of the ropes, and the referee not allowing it. That might have been what he needed to get the pin. But the referee not letting the cheat go. Alan Jones lining up a big shot. Huge knee to the back of the head. That could be it. But he's not going for the cover. Jones looking for another move. Trying to go for a go-to-sleep variation. Couldn't get it. And wait, James Moore's got him up. Hooks the head. And drives him down into the mat. Ref's in position. There's the 3 count. And James Moore takes this one away, folks. Back and forth action all the way up until the end. But James Moore, folks, able to secure it. Huge victory for the aerial sensation there. What a matchup between these two. Whoa!
I'm sick of this, okay? This is the second time now that someone stuck their nose in my business. First, it was the banana suit guy at Destiny. No one even knows him. He's not even on the roster. I looked it up. Okay, Captain Shabam, you're nowhere to be found. And now we got the referee and James Moore at the same time in the same match, having their nose in my business. I had James Moore beat clean in the middle of the ring, and then the ref just has to sniffle his way on the side and, oh, your foot's on the rope. Oh, yeah, last time I checked, that was legal where I come from. But KCXW, they have their rules. That's fine. They want to play this game. That's fine. The Prodigy is going to play. James Moore, we're not done yet, buddy. We're not done. Not by a long shot.
Well, Alan Jones may want to check the rule book about some of that, but there's something I want to tell you folks. Starting next week, New Year's Eve, Saturday Slam is going to show up bright and early 7 a.m. on YouTube. That way you can enjoy it with your cartoons and your cereal, Saturday morning action style. Ladies and gentlemen, it's marquee matchup time. Blaire Dior, the up-and-coming hotshot from the Extreme Wrestling Center, against the KC champion, the Realist, Calvin Aldridge. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get on down to the ring.
Oh, no, 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 no.
And before we get started, I want to give you a few words from Blaire Dior himself about this huge upcoming matchup. Take it away, Blaire.
Last week, I proved why I deserve to be here. So tonight, I want to show the Realist, Calvin Aldridge, that this is my time, and next year will be my year.
If there's one thing about these young guys coming up out of the Extreme Wrestling Center, they have confidence and they have pride in themselves, and you can tell it when they speak. Now I want to take a moment to play back the Realist message from last week about why he's even making this challenge, folks.
How does the old saying go? With great power comes great responsibility. And with this power in the Realist hands, I must do what the old didn't do for me. You see, I was overlooked for far too long, so I will not do the same to all of the newer students here at KCXW. And that is exactly why I'm gonna give a guy who's been overlooked himself, Blaire Dior, I'm gonna give you a chance to face the Realist. Don't take this chance lightly, because it might be the only one you get.
Now it's worth mentioning that this is a non-title matchup, folks, but you hear it there from the Realist. He claims to have been overlooked for the first 5 years that he spent here in KCXW. So to pay it forward, as you will, he's giving opportunities to the young stars coming up nowadays, as opposed to them having to, as he sees it, wait beyond their time. Now, is this just a way for the Realist to make sure he's got good, solid competition or good, easy matchups? That's for one to decide. But in the eyes of the Realist, this is about providing opportunities to those who may not have had them before. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first opportunity that the Realist will be providing, one-on-one, non-title matchup against Blaire Dior, the finest gem in the room. And you see Calvin taking his ready position atop the top turnbuckle. And referee calls for the bell.
Yes, sir. Hey, see, because I'm a household name, and because I was overlooked so long in this company, I decided why not give another overlooked talent a chance. So that's why you're in the ring with me today. I'm giving you a chance. I'm giving you a
And Realist laying his plans out to Blaire.
I'm going to let you get the first shot. Come on.
And he's going to give him the first shot even. And Blaire with a drop kick puts the Realist down. Quick shot. Blaire sees his opportunity and takes advantage of it. Dior going up high. Hurricane Rana takes Calvin over. And the Realist is on his heels, folks. The KC champion is not looking top form against Blaire Dior in the early goings. Dior up high over the top. Huge acrobatics from Blaire, bouncing off the corners. Flying clothesline takes down Calvin. And the Realist can't even keep up with Blaire. He is all over this ring. Blaire Dior looking like an absolute rocket flying around. But wait, Calvin's got the arms hooked. He's got Blaire in a gory. And oh, I think he tried to drop him across the rope, but Blaire blocked it. Drop kick to the face puts Dior down. And Blaire may have caught his nose or the brow of his eye on the rope, maybe. He certainly didn't catch all of it. But Calvin quick to step in and take over as he begins stretching his leg across the chin of Blaire Dior. Referee calling him for the choke. And now Calvin sends Dior across the ropes. The Realist lining his shot up. Huge forearm in the corner, just plants it into Dior's chest. Slides out, back elbow. A very familiar combo from the Realist. Snaps Dior out. Off to the far side, huge field goal kick, and the extra point is good. And now a very nonchalant pin from the Realist. And Dior quickly getting his shoulder up. Like I was telling you about earlier, that passion and the fire that these young guns show here at the KCXW. Calvin is going to have to put a little bit more into it than he was thinking in order to put Dior down. And a huge forearm from Dior and a second one. Blaire trying to fight his way out of this. This may be a non-title match, but Dior's fighting like he's going for the gold. And Calvin shuts him down with a flurry of forearms. And Realist looks like he's starting to step into his groove. Starting to find that pace that he likes to move at. Which is bad news for Dior. Huge Irish whip right into the buckle. And Dior bounces off of that corner. The small of his back just ricocheting off of those turnbuckles. And Calvin is absolutely in control now. But Dior, every chance he gets, starts firing off, trying to build some momentum. A knee right to the chin stumbles Calvin. And now Blaire Dior may see an opportunity. He's taken off to the far ropes. Calvin goes behind him, rebound, and a spinning lariat takes down Blaire. Just when you think that Dior might be able to start building up some momentum, the Realist throws one from behind, throws one from underneath. Oh, checkmate! Down goes Dior, and I think Calvin's just about ready to wrap this one up. Dior is down, and he is hurt. And you can hear the arrogance and the attitude in the voice of Calvin Aldridge, the Realist. Taunting Blaire Dior now. He's setting him up for that reality check. Turns him up, down! And ladies and gentlemen, you can go ahead and count this one. Your winner, the Realist, Calvin Aldridge. You gotta give it to Blaire Dior. He put up a fight. He put up a valiant effort there for a while. But at the end of the day, there's a reason that Calvin Aldridge, the Realist, is your Kansas City champion, ladies and gentlemen. Some quick programming notes for you for next week. Blaire Dior, we're going to see him in action once again as he goes up against a big monster Mason. Angel Shea, we're going to see her take on a brand new XWC student in Tyler. So make sure you tune into that. Don't forget, it's going to be at 7 a.m. So as soon as you wake up, you can grab your cereal, you can turn on your cartoons, and you can watch your Saturday morning wrestling. This has been Saturday Slam. I am Jude Vice, and ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in, give us the like, give us the subscribe. See ya!